The woods are changing. The woods will always change. Welcome to my room, mortals, as I will tell you all a little tale. It started like this. In the middle of school, the kids got ready, carrying their heavy backpacks filled with books. As class began, the teacher always stared at me, and she said, "Did I do my homework?" Of course, I looked at her and I said, "Maybe." But she knew my bluff right away because, honestly, she always knew I didn't do my homework, and that's why she failed me all the time. But honestly, I didn't care. School sucks. And then the bell rang again. About 45 minutes later, we all quietly in a single file line marched to the lunch line. And that's where I saw the most beautiful girl my eyes have ever seen. Her hair flowed like the northern lights. Her eyes were brown like hot chocolate. Her lips were luscious and pink. I would wish that she was mine, but she was already with someone else. But that wouldn't stop me from trying to become her friend. So I went up to her and I said, "Hey, how are you doing?" She looked at me in the most snarkiest voice. She said, "Do I know you?" I was like, "No, you don't." Then she said, "Well, then don't talk to me. Only talk to people I know." And that's when everything I ever thought possible was crushed. The girl I had a crush on turned out to be one of the biggest jerks in the world. And I knew that she was not the one off of that little day. So after that, school ended, the bell rang, the children started leaving. I left in a small single line and headed to my house. Walking down the road, a black car was following me. I stopped to look at it, and it just stopped right by me. The back passenger door opened up, and a man said, "Get in." And so I did. As the car started moving, the men inside were quiet. One of them was wearing a fedora with a black trench coat. Another one was wearing a duster. And the other one was just wearing casual clothing. The one in casual clothing just kept looking back at me. And I started to feel more and more sketched. What the hell did I just get into? I know my parents told me not to get in cars with strangers. But I thought this would be something different, and I just wanted adventure in my life. We stopped by a harbor. There were cranes. And then there were a lot of cargo compartments. The driver got out of the car, opened up my door, ripped me out of my seatbelt, and threw me onto the floor. I was shocked. I was like, "What the hell are you guys doing?" Then the guy that kept staring at me with the casual clothing hit me in the back of the head with a crowbar. I was knocked out. I woke up inside of a dark room. I didn't know exactly where I was, but I knew every time I'd breathe, I'd hear an echo of my breath. My hands were tied, and so were my feet. And that's when I realized the biggest mistake I could have possibly ever made. I was wondering who would help me if I'd ever be helped. But then I felt the compartment start moving. I was raising up as my body flew all over the place, not able to find a sense of balance as I was all tied and bounded. I knew that I had to yell out for help or something. I tried that, but nothing happened. And then next thing I knew was I was sat down. The cargo doors were opened up, and I was pulled out and dragged into another room. I was asked many, many questions about why I decided to get into the car, why I was there, who were the people I did not know the answer to. And every time I would get an electric shock, I wondered how the hell did I get that? And they said, while I was sleeping, they implanted a chip in me, a tracker if you will. And they told me that there was a game I must play if I want to leave alive. And I looked at the guy, and he told me, let the games begin. I was getting ready, and I was getting ready to fight. They gave me a sword and a little dagger. And through the other side of the cargo compartment led into an arena. As I stepped in, there was one of the guys that kidnapped me, as he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we bring you this tribute to fight the mighty lion who has never been lost in a fight before. If he kills him, he gets his freedom. And if the lion kills him, the lion gets to wait for someone else to kill." I knew that this would be a hard battle, so I quickly got my sword and dagger as the gates opened slowly, and 3 lions came out. I quickly yelled out, "Hey, this wasn't part of the deal. You said 1 lion." The guy looked at me, and he shrugged. I knew I was in shit. So, 3 lions started surrounding me. I knew I could probably take out one of them before they all pounced me all at once. So I quickly took maneuver and took out 1 lion with the dagger, then quickly spun around and took out another lion with the dagger. But right when I was about to turn around and take the 3rd one out, I was jumped on as the lion started attacking me viciously, ripping his teeth into my flesh and my arm. I kept trying to push him away, running away. But the other lion I thought it took out attacked me and started reaching for my other arm. I was like, oh shit, is this shit really happening? Am I really about to die from 2 fucking lions biting my fucking arm? I had a dagger in my hand. I quickly tried to switch to my vertex and I dropped it. I knew if I tried to let go, I'd be surely dead, but I had to take the chance. So I quickly grabbed a knife, pushed the lion off with a whole bunch of blood dripping from my arm, and I stabbed it right in the eye. I made a really fierce roar and backed off. And then I looked at the other lion, and then the other lion backed off. And I got up slowly. Blood was dripping from my neck and from my arms and from my legs. I knew that I was almost finished by the way I was bleeding at this rate. And then they all decided to cut the game as the guard officials took me, and that was the last I heard of the arena until the next day. This has been part 1 of a story by Easy Lion. Please stay tuned tomorrow for part 2. Have a great day.